Minnesota Timberwolves have had a slow start to the season where they finally had their first win streak of 3 games or more in the middle of November. They were supposed to take that next step of becoming contenders in the West, but instead they have looked like a team that will make the playoffs as a 7th or 8th seed and lose in the first round. The Timberwolves made a lot of changes to their roster that were supposed to improve their team. It turns out these changes haven't really benefited their team recently because they have somewhat struggled with consistently winning games and being seen as one of the best teams in the league. The Timberwolves are even having problems off the court, with their star players Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns questioning their team's work ethic. Edwards said that their team is playing soft, while Towns criticized Anthony Edwards' diet. None of their players on the Timberwolves have looked that good, which is a little bit concerning because people expected some of their players to play a key role in helping their team succeed, like Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert. These players have either put up almost the same numbers or their stats have dropped from last season. Due to the Timberwolves' top 3 not playing at a high level that people know they are capable of, this has led to them being more of a mediocre team rather than one of the top teams in the league. Minnesota has a better roster and more talented team than they did last season, but their team a season ago seems like a more playoff-ready team. This could be from the fact that the Timberwolves traded away 2 of their hard-working players that had a dog mentality in Patrick Beverley and Jared Vanderbilt. They were traded to Utah Jazz along with other players and draft picks so the Timberwolves could acquire Rudy Gobert. Without these players on their team, the Wolves are missing their identity that gave them success last season. I don't think the Timberwolves need to copy the same blueprint they used last year because they have a different team, but they just need to figure out what scheme works best for them, especially with them adding Rudy Gobert to their starting lineup and moving Karl-Anthony Towns to a power forward position. One thing that I could say is going well for the Timberwolves is that their role players have been playing great. Their team has gotten a lot of productivity from players that come off the bench like Kyle Anderson, Jalen Noel, and Taurean Prince. They have a lot of good players on their team, and I think this is one of the things that separates their team from others. I would say they just have to figure out a way to get their big 3 of Edwards, Cat, and Gobert to play better together. If they figure that out before the All-Star break, then I think their team will be good enough to make the playoffs and even get past the first or second round. A game that the Timberwolves can build momentum off of is when they played the Orlando Magic. In this game, their star players Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns both dropped 30 points. Minnesota has everything they need to be a threat in the West and make a run in the playoffs. I just think the Timberwolves need to figure out a scheme that benefits their star players on their team.